Are you working? What kind of work do you do? What is it you want to do when you grow up?
Hey, yo, I'm gonna be on TikTok. That's all my eyes can see. Victory.
All right, so I'm James, CEO of Pilotly, and we're a SaaS platform that enables professional video creators to get rapid audience feedback. This helps them optimize their videos to make more money. Today we do this for companies like NBC Universal, AllDef Digital, and others, giving them the valuable viewer data that they need to succeed. Over the past 10 years, the amount of content created has just increased dramatically. Hollywood alone is making about 400 shows a year and thousands of promos to try and make those shows successful. But what you probably don't know is that they spend nearly $1 billion a year on content that is unsuccessful. This is about a 90% failure rate. And why is this? Well, if you look back in the 60s when they got together with research companies like Nielsen to try and figure out how to get feedback, they used dials and put people in a room and ask people questions on paper. Now, despite everything both you and I know about how video has changed over the past 50 years, can I tell you, these cats are still in rooms with dials. This makes no sense. Now, in stark contrast, think about a company like Netflix. They have built some of the most impressive original content in just a handful of years, and by our measure, looking at repeat seasons and social sentiment, they have about a 90% success rate. And people, I'm telling you, this is not by chance. You know why this is. It's because they use viewer data to make business decisions. And at Pilotly, we enable any video creator to do the same. First, they're able to target a represented audience within our pool of 4.3 million viewers. Then every viewer that opts in to their study can actually watch on any device, respond to questions, and like and dislike as they go along. And finally, all of that data is processed in real time in our dashboard, surfacing valuable insights to our clients. Let me give you a real life case scenario here. So Newform Digital is a studio that has a new show they want to pitch to YouTube Red. But before they do that, they want to make sure their show is on point. So they upload their video to our platform. Our algorithms automatically parse that video into scenes and identify the most popular characters. Then it allows them to put questions into the show. Then it actually can go out and reach out to people to watch. It uses both our internal database as well as qualified panel partners like Toluna and GMI. Now, over a few days, they watch, we get about 300 survey completes, and now our dashboard can tell Newform 70% of the people want to see the next episode, and that's actually above average. They don't like this scene, but these characters resonate very well with your target audience, and now they are better equipped to go out and sell their show to YouTube Red. That is just one example of people using our technology over legacy research suppliers, because over the past year, they've realized our data is smarter. We're using time series data sets, not static surveys. We do this faster than anybody else, and we can do it for a third of the cost of any research provider in the industry. So let me take you back here, just so you remember what's going on here. We are taking people from old-ass dials and spreadsheets to precise data collection and real-time insights. This is game-changing, and our traction reflects that. Last year, we did $55,000 in revenue. This year, we've already doubled that, and we're at $165K in running, and our pipeline is plentiful. Now, I know I've spent a lot of time talking about television today just to give you an example of what we do, but in reality, that's where we started because we're experts in that space. We've already started moving into branding and advertising, and as we dominate data on both sides of that equation, we begin to be positioned to build data products that people can transact on, taking us towards $250 million in revenue a year of the $6 billion entertainment research market, and that's just domestically. Haven't even talked about global. And then I tell you who's making $2 billion out here? Selling bullshit spreadsheets? We are positioned to displace this legacy success metric. I am the CEO. I've had 2 video startups myself, one of which I exited. My co-founder and CTO has had 3 exits, one of which was as lead developer of Flixster. So if you want to join us in building the data layer of media entertainment, please see me afterwards.
So is bullshit spreadsheets a technical term? First of all, great presentation. I think you're addressing a big problem, and this 90% flip side thing I think is an interesting way to look at it. My question is this a feature or is this a company? It seems like a lot of software products start as features, then become products, then become suites, then become platforms. And is this something that ends up getting acquired by somebody, or over time do you actually evolve to have it be a broader kind of platform solution?
So, I mean, we don't look at our day-to-day business around acquisition. We look at it around dominating research in video. So right now we are a platform that allows people to both prepare studies, field studies, and understand the data through AI. That's a non-existent. That's 1,000 features in one. So many features such that we had to hire a UX person to actually get our product right. Because last year I was the best user of our product. People paid me to use our product because it was too complicated. Now we have a brand new product that launched last week that anybody can use that's never done research in their life with built-in questions that we've taken from decades of people who've been building research methodology. So it's definitely way more than a feature. And the key thing to understand is, especially in entertainment and in advertising, we're a core part of their process. This isn't analytics, right? Like analytics, you can change it in and out, right? Like you're just trying to figure out what is going on after it happened. The data is there. When you're dealing with shows that aren't out yet, one, there's a high trust factor. You have to be trustful that I'm going to keep your content secure. But more importantly, it's about understanding like how to gather that information and how to make sure that you're building norms over time so that they can continue to improve their content process. So we're an imperative part of the product that they make to make those hundreds of billions of dollars. And we're part of that workflow. So at NBC, we're part of that workflow. And to take us out of that will require a lot of different scenarios, which I'd be glad to give you some examples of.
So can you give us then, whether from NBC or somebody else, a concrete case study of a business decision that was made or a content decision that was made based on your...
Oh, I gave you that in the pitch. So Newform Digital made a show that they pitched to YouTube Red. They then tested that show, got the information to give a better pitch around how people who watch that show value the YouTube Red platform, how much would they pay for that show, and how did they consume that show when they want to see more. So that's an actual case where people used our platform to get data to pitch a show to YouTube.
So that was definitely helpful in the pitching itself, but
right.
You know, you're part of the workflow. Are they relying on you guys to make business, not just for the pitch,
yes,
but actually like we're going to
change
increase our revenue by X. We're going to change the show by Y.
That's good. So that's a good question. So when it comes to people like Fox, NBC, and all that, this is just part of their process, and it's baked in. And so the direct correlation to revenue is certainly not there. But when we're dealing with digital companies, it is. And that's a challenge we're going against every day because we need to actually do it and then see market performance and correlate that over time. So we've only been able to do that a couple times so far, but I can tell you another example where Ovation TV was launching their original content production. They tested their first show, Versailles, as a show they licensed from France. They wanted to make sure the show was going to resonate well with the U.S. So we tested it, actually found there was like way too much nudity in one scene, way too much violence here. They couldn't understand the accents. So they took that data back, actually recolored it, redid the audio, cut some scenes, and the show performed 10% higher. And when that show went on television, it was their highest rated original ever. Thank you.